One. And we're live. TikTok live number 29. 29. Today is Sunday, the 25th of August. Happy birthday to my mom. It's my mom's birthday today. That's right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. On TikTok live, you can't see this on the TikTok, but you can see it. I got my shorts. I got my pants hanging up. Hopefully they're not too wrinkled after that. They're drying up there in the windowsill. The sun was on it earlier today. I just forgot to get them. All right. Oh, man, we got a lot joined. Tyler Harrison, Jerry Williamson, Blake Howard, Nicole, X, Layla the Plug, Me P Woohoo. Okay. Melanie Mills. What's up, friends? What's going on tonight? Let's get to the questions. Let's get to some questions. Mary joined. Pam Bear joined. Pow joined. Jason Talker, Amelia9, Pink Flowers, James Petty. And at the end of this, I'm posting onto podcasts. We got YouTube and on Spotify, well, all podcast platforms. And I'm gonna whoever stays on the longest, it shows me the top 3 listeners. Okay, so whoever's on the longest, the top 3, I'll be putting you guys in the caption of the podcast and YouTube. Meep you. Was it really difficult to get into residency? Yeah, I mean, luckily I went to a dental school at Stony Brook. They have a very good match percentage into residencies. It worked. It did well. It did well. I was very fortunate for that. It's a lot. It's a lot of effort, a lot of time. And then when you're in residency, it's same amount of sacrifices, maybe even more. A lot of time. It's just now it's more work, whereas prior it was more studying. That makes sense. User 8118. Should I be drinking protein shakes even if I don't lift? Well, I mean, that's not really my area of expertise, but I don't take any protein shakes. But for you, that's just a meal replacement at that point, right? I mean, you're not getting the vegetables, but there's plenty of vitamins and minerals in the protein shakes, and just less carbs, right? Depending on what you're mixing in, whether it's milk, whether it's almond milk, oat milk, it's just a different format, right? And it's going to spur a different level of digestion because there's no hard stuff. It's just liquids, right? There's no solids. Scott joined. What's up, Scott? Shakur Williams joined. What's up, Shakur Williams? Hunter B? Hunter Biden? All right, guys. Hunter Biden's on today. Say hello. Ava, if you could do another specialty, what would it be? Either general dentistry or periodontics, because both of them would allow me to do the same thing. Yeah. Maybe general dentistry, but perio, they don't take call either. I can't stand taking call. I don't like taking call. Nope. You do it because you have to in residency, but I just can't stand taking call. It's funny because these residency practices that you could go work out after residency, they say like, oh yeah, and if you want to take call too, we provide you with all the opportunities. And then you ask them, like, who takes call in the practices? Well, some of the younger doctors, some of the younger surgeons want to take call. No, they don't. They're just the ones that have to take call because they're at the bottom of the totem pole. And I'm not a fan of that. We need to create a better structure because this just doesn't work. The whole totem pole, everything. We got to update this whole system, guys. Let's see. Mech Castillo. Yo, I'm here. How do you go live on here? You go to the plus button at the bottom, scroll all the way to the right, hit live, and hit start live. Go live. Rosie Sim. Hello from New Jersey, Rose. What's up, New Jersey Rose? How we doing? How we doing tonight? S asked, oh man, I just lost it. Hey, I'm starting D2 tomorrow. However, I will be held back next year. How do you deal with being with a new class? Interesting. And okay. So that's an adverse event that I haven't encountered in the past. So I might not be the best person to give you advice on this, but I'll give you my best. I would say be open. Well, actually, I was just talking to one of my buddies today. He's in med school and in Ohio. And we were talking about how, dental school, medical school, he's in medical school. Dental schools, medical schools, very competitive, overly competitive. I call it immaturely competitive. And now a lot of people in the class might, shun or not literally, but like point fingers at or, be a bit more distant when, I don't know, there's like a weird competitive energy involved. And he was saying that he's starting to encounter some of these weird personalities that they find you being competitive and people don't like that. And so they were, starting to hang out with him less, I guess, something along those lines. Right. And I said, what people can't see, they don't believe. So my dude, he's a very hard worker. He's going home. He's honing in, to the grindstone, nose in the books, studying away, right? Does his workouts and such. But basically, they can't see him studying, so they don't know what he's doing. And for whatever reason, when people in dental schools, medical schools, law schools, they can't see others studying, they tend to, point the finger at them and say that they're doing something. Sometimes they are doing something behind the other class, behind their backs. Most times they're not. And it's just the way it just divides the classes. So my thing was, what people can't see, they don't believe, right? People only believe what they can see. And so my thing was study around them. Now, yeah, you might get distracted once in a while. Some people can't come over to say hello, see how you're doing, see what you're studying. That's not a bad thing though, right? You got to suck it up and take those distractions. But, it's kind of like inviting to other people in the class to allow them to see you studying. And most people don't want to interrupt your studying, right? But when people see you studying, they respect it, right? They're not like making up stories about, oh, they're off and so doing this and that. And for whatever reason, it helps. And I think he's saying that helps him. So Lily Matthias, what's up? What's up? Bunch of people joining. Lucas Portadin, what CBSC study materials did you use? So Lucas, I used a bunch of materials, UWorld Question Bank, but here's, we could go into that, but like Pathoma I used Sketchy Farm, Sketchy Micro, First Aid, obviously for the USMLE Part 1, Step 1. But the biggest thing is I want you to go, if you have the time, it's 45 minutes, you can put on double speed, whatever. I did a podcast episode with Brandon Axelrod. He just took the CBC and crushed it this year in like January, February. So what we did was I compared my study, everything, my study routine, schedule, materials, and resources to his study schedule, routine, materials, and resources, right? And then we said what works, what doesn't work. You follow? You follow? You see what I'm saying? And so, hold on, let me just get the Wi-Fi on. This keeps coming in and out. You see what I'm saying, Lucas? So what I'm alluding to is that go to the CBSE dissection. It's called CBSE dissection. Okay, type that into Google, type that into YouTube. It'll pop right up. It's 45 minutes. Listen to it, double speed, whatever you need, and that has everything on there, from strategy to schedule to resources to materials to when to study what and how to study it, the whole 9 yards. Listen to that once, however you need. You do everything what we go over in that video. You're going to crush the CBSE. Got it? CBSE dissection. I'm telling you right now. Look that up. Birdman joined. What's up, Birdman? Bree Eagles guy joined. Hello, Bree Eagles guy. Shannon the Ridge. Wow, we got a lot of people coming in hot. S, I want to get out and get into practice ownership. Same S. S says my class talks a lot. Yeah. All those classes talk. It's really just high school. Like 8 years later, whatever it is, 6 years later. It's really just high school again. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of that. That's how it is. There's not much you can do to change it. Lucas Portadin. Lucas, ask another question, my man. Cindy Smith, 1965, joined. What's up, guys? Lauren joined. How's it going, Lauren? Lauren, what's up? Were you the Lauren I was with last night? I can't see your profile picture. Alex Myers, D3 here. Really enjoy your content. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that, man. Thanks a lot for that. I hope this stuff helps. I really hope that. Anna asks, do you play any video games? I don't. I watch some shows. I like to watch Vikings shows. Those are my number one favorite. Right now I'm watching, maybe it's embarrassing, maybe it's not. I just told it. So I'm rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender right now, like the cartoon version. And I told someone in my elevator, I swear to God, this is real. This is like 2 weeks ago. I told one of my friends, like a neighbor in the building, and she goes, wow, so you're like really a nerd, aren't you then? And I was like, Jesus, man. I mean, sure, I'm a nerd. I'm into surgery and oral dentistry and this and that, oral maxillofacial surgery. But like Avatar: The Last Airbender, how is that? Am I a super nerd because I like Avatar: The Last Airbender? What the hell is going on in this world? Manny asked, how do I keep up with all the info in dental school? I feel like I study something and then I forget it. It's my first week and I feel really overwhelmed already. So Manny, don't worry about that. That everyone feels that way sometime or another. And then again, my biggest thing was Quizlet. Get everything into that Quizlet. And it's difficult, but sometimes you could get that Quizlet done prior to the lecture. And then when you're in lecture, add things to the Quizlet that are said during the lecture but aren't on like their PowerPoint slides, right? You got it? 2, this is also tough. If you can team up with other students in your class to make Quizlets ahead of time. So say you have oral pathology 3 times this week, right? It's Sunday. So this weekend, hopefully you did Monday's lecture, your friend did Wednesday's lecture, and then your other friend, teammate in the class, did Friday's lecture. You're going into lecture already done, communicating, hey, he said this, Dr. Charles said this, yada, yada. Do you see what I'm saying? This is how you crush dental school. You can do it. It's very hard because of that stupid, immature, competitive nature. But that being said, you can do it. And this is how you do it. When it was in the middle of my D3 year, actually for oral pathology, I had a little team going like that for a while. Unfortunately, it didn't last the whole class, maybe like half the class. So it was like 2 months. Excellent, spectacular. Oral pathology was going extremely well. So it helps. I would do that. Axel, what's up? Ben Walker joined. What's up? What's up? Anna said, yeah, animated avatar is very nerdy. Jeez, Anna, why? Anna, why is the animated avatar very nerdy? Well, I want to know why. I want to know why. K10 said, my endodontist friend said general dentists have no business doing molar root canals. What's about that? I guess is what you're saying. Sandy Hansen joined. What's up, Sandy? I don't know. I mean, I'm not endodontics, and I'm not a general dentist anymore either. So I don't do root canals. I did 1-2 root canals while it was in the middle of COVID too, so I was lucky to even get that. Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. You know, you're putting work into the tooth. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess not. It's kind of like general dentist doing third molar extractions. Now, if it's a complete impacted tooth, probably not a good idea. If you have any legal issues because you have paresthesia on the lingual nerve or the inferior alveolar nerve after taking out a complete bony impacted third molar, and it goes to court and stuff. Yeah, you probably do deserve to lose because we have specialists out there for these things, and you're doing it. Why are you doing a complete bony impaction when you don't? In dental school, you're not even going close to even third molars most of the time. Sometimes you'll get a third molar in your oral surgery rotation, and maybe they'll help you out to take it out, or it's an erupted maxillary third molar. They'll let you do that. Last week, I was letting students do that all the time. They did great. I check it over, make sure they do well, and we go over the technique prior to even starting, right? The whole 9 yards. They did great. They did really great. But that's different from a complete bony impaction or a horizontal impaction, like a mesioangular, a mandibular impaction. That being said, I hear what you're saying with this, what your endodontist friend said. I would probably agree with that. I really would. Armand loves Armand. Really? All right, Armand. It sounds like you love Armand. Is that two separate Armands, or is Armand the same person? Do you love yourself, Armand? Is that what you're saying, Armand? I am 19, about to go into uni for my psych bachelor degree. What would you recommend me do now to align myself with getting into a dental school and an OMFS program? Well, I would do very well in school as well as you can, right? That would be number one. I would not compromise, and I say this, whether you're in dental school, medical school, law school, undergrad, high school, residency, I would not compromise your attitude and your personality and your cooperativeness, your cooperativeness with other students in the class just for your own academic success. I would not do that. Okay, be true to yourself, be true to others, always be willing to lend a helping hand, be a teammate, be a true teammate, okay? And you will succeed, okay? So don't try and compromise that to try and get better grades. I wouldn't do that. Number two, start to get down good study strategies. I didn't figure out till the middle of dental school that Quizlet was my thing. And I bought the premium version so you could put figures, x-rays, radiographs, clinical photos of oral pathology, for example. And that was the best way to study. I wish I did that in undergrad. I wish I did that in high school. I don't even know if there was Quizlet in high school. Maybe there was. So Armin loves Armin. Those are my study tips for Armin. Manny, wow, thanks, Doc. The upperclassmen passed down the Quizlet, so I'll study those with Anki. Dude, even better if they have, Anki, Quizlet, whatever gets you the reps. And the thing that I liked about Quizlet was that you could pair it with the figures, the X-rays figures. You could pair that with whatever the figures. Make a figure that's somewhat relatable or even not relatable to the topic. Whatever gets you to remember the front and back of all those cards. And on the cards, I'll put question. I'll do question answer, right? Always try and get question answer, right? Because that's how you remember those buzzwords. And I'll do like A, B, C. I try to keep it to C at most because D and E, it starts to get too much on one index card. But what I'm getting to is that regardless of when you have a figure on there, like a weird abstract one or one that relates to the subject, you start to think of that photo when the question comes up, and then you remember from that both sides of that Quizlet card. All of the both sides. Okay. So that's where I want you to get, Manny. Keep doing it. It's about the once you have a good Quizlet and get those figures on there, once you have that, repetitions. Get those Quizlets in 3 to 5 times before the exam, 2-3 nights before exams. If you could get it in if you could get above 5 times, through the whole deck, and remember, star the ones that you get wrong so you could go back, especially to the ones that you struggled with. I'm telling you, you're going to ace all those exams. All right, let's move on. Sandy Hansen. Jessica Calbilla needs help ASAP. Young gal with a demon face, neck, eyes closed from swelling. Okay, well, so I'm not a hospital, right? And that sounds like you might need to go to the hospital, okay? I would go to the hospital, get a consult, get an evaluation, and go from there, okay? There's nothing that I can do to help that, but I can tell you should probably go to the hospital, all right? No medical advice or consulting or evaluation can be done through social media. Anna, I would say, because it's a lot more interesting, episodes with culture and character development. Wait, so how is that nerdy? That's like, I don't know. That just sounds like a normal good show to me. But all right, I'll be a Avatar: The Last Airbender anime nerd. It's not even like anime according to anime people. But Almaden followed the library. Oh, thanks, Almaden. Awesome. Luke, what's up, dude? How we doing? Luke, how's everything going? Luke said, do Perry residents work weekends and or take call? No, Perry residents do not work weekends and they do not take call. It's pretty nice. It's honestly pretty nice. So yeah, Manny, I got my wisdom teeth extracted at LIJ. LIJ, yeah, that's the Stone. LIJ's oral surgery program is linked to Stony Brook, so I'm very familiar with LIJ. You said the doc knew of you. She worked with Dr. Protzel. Yeah. And I interviewed with Dr. Protzel. He's awesome. He was good. I shadowed him a little bit too while I was in dental school, and you like kind of externed it. And it was, hey, that's so funny. So you asked him, was it Yeshin? Was it Yeshin? I bet it was Yeshin. I mean, it could have been Jasmine too. I know all the residents over there. Jasmine's still, as far as I know, still together with Joe Maselli. He's same year as those three. Oh, but they're 6 year. Joe Maselli and Jasmine are both in the 6 year track. Yeshin's in the 4 year. She's a 3 out of 4 right now. I bet it was Yeshin. If it wasn't, I'm trying to think. No, Dan's in 5th year right now. Dan Bastardi. I'm not sure. That's awesome though. I'll have to reach out to Yesh and see if it was her. Manny, because I think Joe and Jasmine are in medical school right now. Drizzy Burner, big tips to a new dental student really interested in OMFS starting at USC soon. Yeah, so kind of running off of what I said earlier. Thanks for asking. This is a good question. So you said a new dental student, so you're just starting. Like a part B to a sequel to what I just said earlier is that you want to get down studying and clinic. You want to get managing down, because from the transition from undergrad into dental school, now you're taking on roughly an average of 32 credits a semester. You did not do that in undergrad, right? Now you are in dental school. It's a lot. It's a big responsibility, a lot to do. In order to study, to prepare for oral surgery, you're going to need to be able to balance studying for all those classes, doing clinic, right, taking care of patients, and 3 is studying for the CBSE all on top of that. So first, starting out in dental school, excuse me, I just had a ton of sushi. Oh my God, it was so good. Those spicy volcano lobster rolls, spicy crab volcano rolls, spicy lobster. Yeah, I think it was a lobster one today. They're so good. So manage studying for all the dental school courses, clinic, and the CBSE. The way you do that is I would hone into a study strategy such as Quizlet, Anki, whatever works best for you, and go all in on that, right? Then you're going to have to start to learn how to balance that in clinic. And it is doable. My biggest thing was prioritizing certain things, certain tasks, day to day, week to week, month to month. And I did that using the app To Do. It's a free app. It's excellent. It synchronizes across all the devices. So I would structure my day based on, I still do this. I do this every day. My list is like this every single day, and then I have meetings that pop in so I can prepare for them as the meetings get closer to the date. And so that was really, really important for me. So Quizlet was good for me for studying. And what I'm getting to now is Logan. What's up, man? Logan sent a heart. Thanks, Logan. The next thing is managing clinic patients and stuff on top of studying. You got to get To Do. That's a great To Do. So I used to write everything out, and then I got To Do my 3rd year, my D3 year dental school, and that just took all the stress. Things just repeat every day. If you set them to, it's a calendar, it's a to-do list in one. You could set folders for different patients and classes and stuff. It's excellent. And then on top of that becomes the CBSE. So now you know how to study effectively and efficiently, right? Then you have organization between there's a lot of hearts coming in. I don't know who's doing that. I'll give you one back. But then you guys see what I'm saying. Then you have to add on between clinics, studying for regular dental school classes, and then on top of that, the CBSE. Okay, so this is really how you're going to get together. And then there's effective and efficient studying. That's another thing. But Quizlet does that because Quizlet allows you to combine here's my little effective and efficient studying spiel. Effective studying is being able to get higher grades in classes, right? So going from a C to a B or a B to or a C to an A, right? Getting A's. That's effective studying. Your studying is going well. But then there's efficient studying. So and this is very important for dental school. All right, Drizzy Burner just asked this question. Now, efficient studying is still being able to achieve getting those A's on exams, but now going from study from 5 hours to 4 hours to 3 hours, right? Because you're taking 32 credits. You have other classes and courses to study for. You see what I'm getting to? So that's the difference between effective. And Quizlet does it both for me. It did effective studying for me because I could add those figures in and get those reps in. And then efficient studying because you understand when you need to start studying for it, right? You don't need to start studying for it a week out when you have all those Quizlets ready to go. And then I went from needing to get through them 5 times to get A's to 2 to 3 times, and I could get an A on that exam. All right? That's effective and efficient studying right there. That's my little spiel. Tyrese loves cats. Awesome, Tyrese. All right. Hope you like dogs too. Taking my DAT tomorrow. Any tips? Yeah, I mean, get a good night's sleep tonight. You should probably be wrapping it up. I mean, I don't know if you're on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast here, Manhattan. I would probably wrapping up right about now and getting ready to go to bed so you can get an optimal amount of night's sleep. Big night's sleep and be ready to go tomorrow, okay? Luke, what's up, Luke? What's up, Luke? What were you allowed to do in your general surgery portion of OMFS residency? A lot of assisting, a lot of consults, suturing the abdomen. I helped out with a groin hernia surgery. Yeah. And they really like you knowing how to hand tie. All right. So know how to hand tie. Capri Sun. Can you moonlight during residency? Some residencies allow it and encourage it. Other residencies don't. My residency does not allow it, nor does it encourage it. But that's fine because the amount of time that you have to moonlight, you can make it happen. But you realize that's coming out of your time with friends and family. So it's doable. You can do it. I'd rather spend that time with friends and family, the little bit of time that we have. And two, my spare time I'm working on, I have a couple side startups, companies and stuff. All my time, I'm working on them. I'm working on building brand and learning. I'm studying on getting ready for the boards and stuff. So just my stuff. Armin loves Armin. What I heard from many is become friends with OMFS residents, professors. How true is that? Well, yeah, but it's not about becoming friends with them. That sounds manipulative, right? That sounds like you're taking advantage. I would go and assist. I would help them out in their clinics. Okay, that's a big thing. Brendan Gallagher, DDS, became the #1 member on the team. What team? Logan McNaughton became the #2 member on the team. What's the team? I'm trying to find a notification for a team, but sweet. Okay. Armin loves Armin. Not to only get recommendations, but because medicine is an ever-growing field, you will need tips. It's funny because medicine, sure, it's an ever-growing field. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of this and that. But also, we're kind of at a doctor shortage in the United States, more or less. But we keep pumping out doctors into the world. So where are they going? They're not working here. But then also in certain areas, the rules and regulations and pay and the hours and the quality of life is kind of getting tight. So naturally, people don't want to work in a career that affords them a not so ideal lifestyle. The days of the past where doctors make a lot of money are long gone. Doctors are making the same they made in the 90s and 2000s. The only difference is that money is not worth as much as it is. It doesn't go as far as it did in the 90s and 2000s. Make sense? Ariama's 31. Best advice for pre-med about leadership. Well, I would join a lot of clubs. I would join, maybe you're on a team, maybe you're part of sport. As far as leadership goes, I would network and meet a lot of people. As you meet a lot of people, make a lot of friends, and in different areas, in diverse areas, different clubs, different teams, different, you learn a lot and you get to connect with a lot of people. As you learn a lot more about your friends and you show that you care about them, you come to their event, they're running for this position, they're putting on a show for, the orchestra of the college, or, they have that basketball game, it's the homecoming game that Friday night, and you go and make it. And then you ask them a couple questions. Hey, like when you hit that shot, it was really awesome. That's how you develop friendships, right? That's common relationship building, right? When you show that you care for other people, not in a weird way, but in a supportive way, an enthusiastic way, they're going to support you too. And that's how you gain leadership, because people trust you. People build friendships with you. And when you have it in a lot of different groups, you learn a lot about them. So you can support them the right way. You can support them in ways that they care about too. And I think that's the best way to lead. Lead by example, lead by networking, lead by giving to others without expecting anything in return. Logan McNaughton sent a hand heart. Oh, that was Logan before. What's up? Oh, man. Okay. DG89 said, any tips for OMFS interviews applying this coming cycle? Congrats. Good luck. It's a conversation. Interviews, especially in oral surgery, they're just a conversation. It's not a multiple choice test, okay? So research the program beforehand. Make sure you have the 4 main questions down. Tell me a little something about yourself within a minute, 2 minute, minute and a half. Tell me about your strengths. Tell me about your weaknesses, and then why oral surgery and why our program over others. Right? It's 4 to 5 questions. I would have those down, and then make sure that your personal statement and like your elevator pitch. Tell me a little something about yourself. You kind of have connections to the next questions that they ask them questions and stuff. Okay. Matt, best advice for prepping for first year OMFS resident. Yeah, get the Streamlight. That's a chargeable pen light. That's the best one, the Streamlight. Just you can find it on Amazon. It's easy. Always have that. Always have a pen. Always have the tongue depressors in your breast pocket there. That's a good one. Be 15 minutes early for everything. Stay until the last thing. Make sure you're learning, asking questions, always giving help to upper level residents, stuff like that. All right, you got this. Good luck, and enjoy the rest of your summer before you get in there. Jersey Burner, when do you recommend taking the CBSE? Thank you for the advice. So I recommend taking it after D1 year, but not necessarily studying for it. Now I know this is tough, but you need to understand that this exam is much different from any dental school exam you've taken before, right? Number two, second time, I took it without studying for it. I took it 3 times. Took it once without studying for it after D1 year. Second time after D2 year, I studied hard for it, like over 3 months for that. And then I took it one more time in the middle of D3 year. I only had about a month to study for that one, but I got up a bit higher and I got the score I needed. Okay, so that's my kind of outlook. But listen, Jersey Burner, listen to the YouTube or podcast, either one. It's called CBSE Dissection. It's got everything in there, and then it'll help you formulate when you think you should take it. Luke said, Tyrese loves cats. Take time to mentally reset during the break in the middle of the exam. Yep. Yeah, you could do that. I actually kept, just for the CBSE, I did this. I ripped a shot of espresso before I went into it, and then at halftime, I ripped another shot of espresso on my bathroom break, and that actually helped a lot. Helped really a lot. Advice for D1s? I mean, I would get really good with either Anki or Quizlet and stuff, like I was saying earlier. That's how you study effectively and efficiently, or at least that's how I learned to do it. I recommend at least try it. See if it works for you. Other thing is, get the app To Do. That's how you can keep your schedule, your calendar, your to-do list all ready to go and set. And that's how you organize managing classes in clinic throughout dental school. Okay, that's my biggest thing. Like I was saying before, Michael, just started D1. When's the best time to start CBSE stuff? After D1 year, take it to understand what the test is. After you take it once, you have 6 tries to take it. That's fine. You got plenty of tries. Then you start studying for it. Got it? Jack, I have SDF on a tooth. Okay, on a tooth for a cavity. Will I need to get it fixed? Well, when was your last dentist appointment? I would ask the dentist that placed that SDF on that tooth, okay? Because their checkups and their x-rays are going to help determine whether you need to get it fixed. All right, I can't tell you that through TikTok Live. I have no background. I have no knowledge, and I don't have any clinical evidence or to evaluate. Daniel, TKA, any tips for a freshman in an accelerated 7-year dental program? Wow. Well, congrats. I would do the same thing. Immediately, right off the bat, figure out how you maximize efficient and effective studying. Again, for me, it was Quizlet with the figures on it, the premium version, as well as organization, prioritize. And this is how you beat anxiety too, by the way. Get your days ready to go on that to-do list and just start knocking off tasks. You want to relax a little bit? Get those tasks done early. Watch a couple shows. Watch a couple of The Avatar or Vikings. Capri Sun, what was free time like during dental school versus OMFS? A lot. The thing is, in free time in oral surgery, you're like catching up on sleep, getting something to eat, seeing friends and family that haven't seen in forever, stuff like that. Breathing fresh air for once, right? Spending time out of the hospital. Free time in dental school is different because that free time I was spending studying for the CBSE. See what I'm saying? So, or friends and family, but that's tough. It's tough. Blank said, "What watch did you wear today?" This is a Citizen. What's it called? Well, obviously it's a Panda. That's why I wore this one. I got this one from my uncle. My uncle, unfortunately, he passed away. Rest in peace, Uncle Jim. He passed away 3-4 weeks ago now. And 2 weeks ago, we had his wake, his memorial in Florida, and I inherited his watch collection. I have all of them in good care over there, and I really like this one. It's a Citizen Eco Drive. It's the limited edition. It's like AG 2100 or something with the Panda edition. And it's it fits like a glove. It's really nice. It's not too heavy, and it's got a great chronograph on there, chronometer. Resistant 200. It's got an alarm, and I like the lume on it too. So that's what we got today. Jafar Nakvi, how did you figure what's the best routine to study? Preferably, I like to study when your brain's most alert, which is right away, first thing in the morning. Okay, that's the number one. That's probably number one. But most times you're studying late into the night. It's really just, and then I would listen to progressive house mixes. You could look up Grand Sound on YouTube or Spotify. I don't know if they're probably on Spotify. I use SoundCloud for those mixes, and I use Spotify for songs and podcasts. But I would definitely check that out. That's great little background, melodic, progressive house music. And there's no words. It's just like a constant, steady tempo with like nice melodies that are uplifting. Keeps you optimistic for hours and hours of studying. And then just hitting the Quizlet. Hit the Quizlet again and again. You got to hit those Quizlets. That's what it is. Okay. Matt, appreciate it. You got it, Matt. Capri Sun, what are your where to go? What are your must-have items for dental school and our OMFS? Dental school, I would say Quizlet, and you could even use Notability too for during lectures. That's good. Quizlet is number one. Number one is To Do. I use that every day of my life. Quizlet is number two. My favorite for studying. Number three, you can use Notability. That's a good app for lectures. You could plug in the PowerPoints and such. And for oral surgery, as I was saying, the pen light, just look up Streamlight pen light on Amazon. You can get it there. It's rechargeable. That's why it's very bright and it's rechargeable. That's very important. You don't have to rely on that stupid battery thing when you're, on consults at 3 a.m. in the ED. and a pen. Have a pen on you at all times. That's for dental school and oral surgery. Michael, this DSO guy came to our school and told us that up to 75% dental school graduates going into DSOs. Wow, that's a conflict of interest to have them speak of that, but they're all doing it now. Yeah, because dental students aren't getting the right information. They are not getting the right information, and they're being told to just do what you love. Just do what you love. You worry about dentistry. That's what you love. This is what all the dental students are being told, and they're not being told or empowered that they can do the marketing on their own, that they can learn how to run a business on their own. You can do it, and you do not need a degree to learn how to run a small business. You just need to have, first of all, you got to be interested in doing it, right? A lot of dental students aren't interested in doing it. They just want to do what they love and leave at the end of the day. But guess what? You are very vulnerable as an employee. One, more than half your salary is going to go to taxes. Number two, you can't write anything off because you don't have any ownership in the practice. Number three, you don't have the equity. That equity gets a lot larger and a lot smaller depending on how many practices that DSO owns at that time. So that equity you cannot stand on and rely on for retirement, okay? So there's a lot that goes into these things, and I'll be putting out a lot more content on it after I graduate because I want to make sure that dental students and residents understand what they're getting into. DSOs are for some people. They absolutely are, sure. Most of them are giving 30 to 35%. That's very low. When you own the practice, like an oral surgery, you're making 50 to 55%. So almost half your salary is already going to the investors of the organization, and then half of that's getting taxed. So you're ending up with roughly 30% of what you actually make and keep for yourself, right? So look, there's a lot that goes into it. That number is very high. Now, it is a high number. It's not that high. Don't listen to that guy. That's nasty. Alpha signs, how hard is it to get into residency straight after finishing dental school? It's tough. It's doable, though. I did it. You can do it. Autumn dental student, did you make your own Quizlet cards or use pre-made ones? I generally made the Quizlet ones. It was best when I teamed up with one or two other students, and then they made this lecture, I made the next one, and we do an alternating thing, which was excellent because then you could start studying things ahead of time and have them done before the class starts. That's the best way to go. Webb C. Garrett, I got to wrap this up, guys. I got to get ready for tomorrow. The top 3 things dental schools look at. For the dental school, undergraduate school you come from, GPA, EAT score, letters of recommendation, shadowing hours, stuff like that. Michael, how do you feel about that DSO question if you think dentistry is going to end up cooked like pharmacy? True, yeah, pharmacy did get cooked like that. And now, medicine is, if you look into medicine is 80% cooked as well, unfortunately. Dentistry is starting to go that way. And it's tough because these smaller dental practices can't leverage everyone. The majority of people need insurance to pay for their treatment, right? And the insurance companies aren't increasing the reimbursement for treatment that has been rendered. So the doctor does the filling or the crown, right? And then they send it out to insurance, and insurance only pays this tiny little fraction, which was the same fee that they paid 20 years ago. But inflation has been going up like this. So where are we going with this? The insurance companies are killing this profession. That's it. And now what happens is these smaller individual practices, 1, 2, 3 practices owned by 1 or 2 or 3 doctors, they don't have the leverage bargaining power to fight back and against these insurance companies to use all those the patient pool that they have as leverage to say, hey, I've been doing this crown for $750 and I just found out the guy down the block is doing it for, you're reimbursing them $1,250. We do the same crown. Why aren't you paying a fair fee? And the insurance company looks at him and goes, you only have 3 practices, and laughs him out of the room. These DSOs that have 27 practices, they go back to the insurance company and they say, we have hundreds of thousands of patients. We're going to need you to increase that $750 to $1,250, and we're going to need it soon, okay? Otherwise, we're going to take all our patients and leave, and we're not going to take your insurance anymore, and all those patients are going to drop your insurance. Then the insurance says, we're sorry. We're sorry, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Big Johnson. We're going to increase the insurance reimbursement for you, okay? So that's how this is going right now. And the ADA, I don't know where the ADA is with all this going on. You have DSOs and dental insurance companies backing dental schools now. That is a conflict of interest. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the ADA is, but they should be stepping up and preventing this unethical behavior from going on. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say on that topic. Is there any space for plastics in OMFS? Absolutely. I know a couple of oral surgeons that go on for plastics and cosmetics fellowships, and some of them, they do breast implants, facelifts now, tummy tucks, BBLs. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They don't even do oral surgery anymore. But all right, friends. Luke said, "Do you use the AI features in Quizlet?" I did, but I didn't. They didn't exist when I was in dental school. All right, friends. I gotta pack it in. I'm sorry. There's so many questions I didn't get to, but I will be posting this. The 3 people that stayed on the longest, I'm posting in the caption on the podcast and YouTube. Okay, I'll be putting that up. We're at 39 minutes, so that was awesome, excellent, good stuff, friends. I'm gonna try and get on next Monday night, I think. So stay tuned. Next Monday night, I'm gonna try and continue to do these more often on the weekends that I'm not on call, and we'll go from there. All right, friends, good stuff. Again, I'm gonna repost this on podcast and YouTube. The top 3 listeners, I'm putting the caption. All right, I love you guys. Thanks for being part of the podcast family, and I hope you have a good night.